Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Maximum Libertarian right here on YouTube, X, and Rumble. I'm joined today by the one and only Dean. How are you doing, Dean?
Disappointed with the election
and I know
results.
we've already, that it's doing this stuff because we're playing with Rumble, and I'm just trying to see about it.
Going good otherwise.
Let's see. But okay, well that's good. I know we talked about the election. Now all right. It is what it is. There's nothing now. Yeah, you take a day. People are going to celebrate, high five, say there's blue wave, and the Donald Trump is all because of Donald Trump. I don't care about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is raising the deficit to $38 trillion with the help of the Democrats, the blue wave. So I think mine and yours and anyone that's watching should really have this should be our discussion. What do we do now? How are we gonna do this? You know what I'm saying? Where do we go from here, Dean?
We need to try to build coalitions. Obviously, we got to try to get ranked choice voting or some kind of thing in place with this new administration. Since somebody said to you, I think the other day, that what was that? They would look into that. Like, time to start meeting with these people and trying to get something like that started. So it seemed like Democrats were kind of for ranked choice voting for a while. So, all right, let's see if they're going to hold up to their end of the deal. We need to start making coalitions and working with where we can make change, because otherwise we're just going to sink into this deep hole that we're going to be put into.
Right. I'm totally agreeing there. So we got to find. But the problem that we're going to run into, I'll tell you, is like as when I was speaking with the delegate Sam Razul, he says, "Oh, I'm trying to find other ways to make ballot access easier and things of that nature." But people, even in my own party, aren't going to be receptive to it. So what I think, so really, this is the struggle we've got: is the Republicans don't want any competition. Democrats don't want any competition. So they're going to work hand in hand to make sure that they keep this one party system that we've got. But you're only going to be able to vote between the two. As we said earlier, NOTA, I will guarantee will win the election. More people stayed home than came out and voted.
Exactly. It's horrible. It's right. If anything, this is a wake up call. We got 4 years of this that we have to deal with. We got to find ways to.
No. What you should be thinking is we've got 2 years to do this. And what libertarians,
I'm
not calling for me to run, and I'm not calling for you to run. I'm talking about what we've got to do is libertarians need to really go out and find good candidates. Dave Krantz ran an excellent campaign up in which district was it?
13th
district.
Yep.
I want to see that. I want to see more people like Dave Krantz come out. I understand John Bloom, the Constitution Party's chair here in Virginia. He ran under the Libertarian banner. I understand it. He might not be the quote unquote real libertarian in the room, but I can tell you I'd rather have a John Bloom sitting in the House of Delegates compared to who he ran against, because I want fresh ideas on the table.
Agreed, but we have to also have smart candidates and not piggybacking candidates either. So we have to be smart about how we go about getting our candidates too. Of course, we've had people that tried to run before that were not up to snuff, and that's why we have congressional district chairs and conventions to make sure that people that won't meet the snuff or up to snuff aren't able to run. But we have to have more candidates do it. We have to have influx of younger people in our party do this. We have to stop the infighting in the darn party. That'd be just the first start on that. And if we can stop that and put some stuff aside, you know, it's a clear path forward. I wouldn't be surprised that the Liberal Party is going to try to run people, because now technically they're getting kind of a feel of how it is with the Democrats, the way they're operating, and they're the left wing of or try to be we're trying to be the left wing of our party, and made their own party. So they're going to probably try to piggyback on the idea, we can run some candidates in some of these local races. We have to make sure we have opposition to them. We need to make sure that we stay consistent. And I know we hadn't run anybody. We didn't run a governor candidate. It would have been probably pretty much impossible to get the vote, the signatures we needed. The political landscape right now is horrible for any third party or any independent to try to get involved. It is. And if you can get past that and do it get past your pride and put your feet down on the ground and take a chance, well, sometimes chances pay off. And, you know, Rob Sarvis was, we go back to him, he was the best person on the Libertarian ticket we've had in this state ever. Hands down. But we need more people like him.
Right.
We just aren't there. We don't have anybody running, barely anybody running. Dave Krantz was there for himself for a while until I heard about John Bloom. You know, like I said, he's the constitutional party chair, pretty much piggybacking the Libertarian Party because he had some help from our party to get on the ballot last minute. We have to look at how we look at that. Like, as a party, as a state party, as a party, do we accept other parties that we don't 100% agree with to take positions to have just our name on the ballot? It's probably better than the other two options, obviously. But that person could have easily run as an independent and not, or the new thing coming up I see on multiple state, 2 or 3 of them, I believe the Forward Party put people up this election cycle in the House of Delegates. That's where we're going with this.
Right. So, we won't beat a dead horse. We talked about this for 29 minutes earlier. And I like I said, I don't really want to be that.
What happens next year? U.S. Congress.
Correct. And the thing that people need, the thing that brought me really to vote for Brian, or I said his name was, because I think his name is Brian Maynard Keller. I think but on the thing it's Maynard Keller against Sam Razul, is the Democrats are going to try to push this gerrymandering against the people of Virginia who in 2020 voted to make sure that we don't have we would have our districts drawn by bipartisan group.
And we
now they're going to throw this into the trash. And the Democrats are the party that claim to be for democracy, yet they're spitting in the face of every voter. That's why I named this video. They're going to redistrict it, and they're going to make sure that it's a completely blue state. And I think it's a disgusting thing, just as I told Sam Razul, and I'll tell any elected official. I'll go up there and tell Lily Franklin, who's close to us, or Terry Austin, or Dave McNamara. We've got to start going to the Richmond. We've got to start. It's not going to stop them. Let me just say it. It's not going to stop them. The fantasy that you're going to go down to city council, name me one time that you've ever heard city people going to city council and they rabble, and city council goes, after hearing these compelling arguments, we're now going to flip and we're going to give these folks we're going to change our decision. No, what happens is you go down there, you say, we don't like this. Okay, thank you for speaking. all this new housing developments now put there. All right. Well, thank you for speaking. We're going to redesign the roadways. You know, whatever you might be complaining about. Luckily, I mean, with now we got this governorship, we're going to be able to get marijuana legalized, so that way we can have more accidents on the streets. I know we're libertarians. I would legalize almost everything. There's nothing I wouldn't. But as you've seen in New York, places like New York, California, Jersey, they legalize it, they tax it out the yin yang, and then they go, why we have more black markets now than we did? You know, that's why I'm hoping and praying that I'm going to be alive when the Democrats can try to sell sex and legalize prostitution.
I want to see the term limits. This is something we got to push for too. We need to really push for that because
term limits is the only thing that will save us now, I think, because the voters will not, and that's an actual term limits is the voters. You should go in and go, but now what we've got is, all right, what color jersey do they wear? Blue or red? All right, we're going to go, let's go that route. And it's disgusting. And then hopefully, but that's the way we're going to play the game. We're 12 minutes in. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to be back live, Rumble, on X, on YouTube, and what we want is people to come out, bring out some questions for the LNC chair, Stephen Nikala. He's going to be here to discuss the other races that happen around the country, and hopefully he can.
We can grill him.
Give us some. Yeah, I want to see. I want to see him get grilled. I don't want to be. We're going to do it respectfully, so there's not going to be
grilled like we did with Paul Dar.
Yeah, I don't want to see us. I'm not. The guy is doing a job for free.
Exactly.
You know, if he was really, if the day he starts getting paid, I'll start getting really hateful with him. But he does a job for free that needs to be done. And I know a lot of times people like to fantasize we can go vote NOTA and we won't have a chair of the party, but someone's got to sign the paperwork when they turn it in, you know. But yeah, we got Steve Nikala. I think we're going to start. I'm going to get Dean. He'll be over here. I think we'll probably start live streaming probably about 6:30 or maybe a little bit after that.
Yep.
And roll right hopefully we can get a good amount of people to come in and give us some good questions. Otherwise, we'll just ask Steve Nikala ourselves and then we'll go home. Call it a day. How's that?
Yep, we're gonna get it good. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some good questions for him, and he's gonna probably answer us.
Look, and even though the voters have let me down, they've let you down, they've let a lot of people down. There's still more people out there that don't believe in the system that we can reach. It's an uphill battle. We've put our feet into. We've put our feet into the garbage disposals. They've been chewed up. And now we're going to say, hey, let's go walk up Mill Mountain or Mount Everest. Because Mill Mountain's easy. Mount Everest is hard. But we're hobbled. We've hobbled ourselves. And now we get to go home. And now we're going. Now this is where the real work comes in.
Exactly.
I think that's it. I think we're going to call it there. It's 15 minutes in. Dean, where do they go to help this channel grow?
Go to Maximum Libertarian. Make sure you smash that like button, share it to your friends. Let everybody know all about this.
Absolutely. We're trying to do weekly interviews so people can learn about not just getting told how life sucks, but they can have an actual shot at making a change. If it's open primaries, if it's 5 stars, or if it's doing things like Dean likes to do, and that's going to clubs and just drinking really heavily. So, all right, Dean. Until next time, I'm Brian. That's Dean. We will see you later. Good night.